Okay, right here I'm taking my ABH pencil, the brow definer in dark brown. Right now you just see me outlining my eyebrows, the top and the bottom. Now I'm just filling them in. Brushing them up, seeing any sparse areas, going back and taking care of those sparse areas. Using my spoolie to brush up the front of my eyebrows. Now I'm taking my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer and NC45 to carve out my eyebrows. Now the little brush that I'm using is my Real Techniques detailer brush. And this is the brush that I always use to carve out my eyebrows. Making sure it's a nice fine line. Now I'm taking my Expert buffing brush by Real Technique as well. I'm just all over words today. Just buffing those lines out. Now I'm doing the same thing to the top of the brow. Just fixing any little areas that I felt as though that I missed. Now I'm taking that same concealer and placing that all over my eyelid for an eyeshadow base, and taking the same Expert brush, the buffing brush, buffing that into my eyelid, onto my eyelid, making sure it's, seamless. Then I'm going to take my setting powder by Laura Mercier with my Real Technique setting brush and set my concealer so that it doesn't move. Now I'm going into my Nubian 2 palette by Juvias Place. I'm using the color Morocco. It's like an orange color. That's going to be my transition shade. I'm placing that just above the crease. This is my favorite color to use as the transition color. Now, I believe I'm using my Morphe brush. I'm not too sure which number that is, but I'll leave that in the description box below. And I'm taking that color, I'm just dragging it out just a little bit past the tail of my eyebrow. Now I'm using the Masquerade palette, and I'm using that color Zobo. Zobo is like a purple burgundy color, and I'm just placing that color into my crease. Working that in my crease, taking my time so that it's not patchy or anything like that. That is a nice blend between the transition shade and the crease color. Now in that same palette, I'm using the color Ada and the color beneath it, or there are two brown shades. I'm just going to put that in the crease as well to deepen up that color to get a little bit more depth. Now I'm just taking that transition shade and just, making sure everything blended well. Now I'm cutting my crease using the same concealer and the same detailer brush, cutting out the crease. I have like a, what do you call it? A fold in my eye. A hooded eye. There you go. I have a hooded eyelids. So when I want to cut out my crease, I have to go above my eyelid. You see, I'm taking my time here, making sure that it's like a perfect line. But at the same time, I didn't need to have a perfect line because I'm going to put eyeliner on top of that. And you'll see that later in the video. Just making sure that it's perfect. I messed up a little bit right there, but then I corrected it. Then I'm just going to set that with the same setting products that I used earlier to set my lid. Now I'm going into the same palette. I'm using a shimmer shade, and it's called I don't know the shade. Oh my god, my pronunciation is not where it needs to be right now. Calabar. That's the name of the shade that I'm using right now. The brush that I'm using is my Morphe M167 brush. Just packing that on. And the second color that I'm using is Makeda. Is a deeper purple. And I just flipped the brush over using, and I'm using the same brush. I just flipped it over. Packing that on the outer end of my eyelid. Now going back in with calabar to make sure the two blend, pretty nicely. Now I'm going back in with that deeper brown crease color just to fix it up. Now I'm taking my Tarteist clay paint liner by Tarte Cosmetics. I'm using the brush that it comes with. Now with my eyeliner, I had to make sure it's like everything's quiet, that I'm focused, concentrated. I was so surprised that I was able to get this on camera today. So this is how I do my eyeliner every day. Now the wing is kind of long, but I decided to cut it a little shorter off camera. And you'll see a little later that it's not as long and dramatic as you see here. But here I'm just taking my time, making sure that the wing is nice and precise. Filling any, patchy areas. Now I'm taking a dark eyeliner. It's a dark eyeliner's by Milani. It's called Supreme Clo something. But it's the Milani black eyeliner. Now I'm taking my NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner in the color Vivid Blossom. So I'm just outlining the top of my eyelid where I cut the crease using that color. You have to take your time when you're doing this. Like, you can see that I'm messing up just a little bit. So I have to go back and thicken up that line. Just take your time when you're doing this. And then I'm just going to do 2 little dots on the inner corner of my eye. Now I'm just taking my big shot, not my big shot, my mascara by Lancome. Just do a couple coats of that. I really don't do falsies, so mascara is all that I do. So putting that on my eyelashes. Now I did my makeup off camera. Now I'm just using my ABH Glow Kit to highlight my eyebrows. Not highlight my eyebrows, highlight my brow bone. Don't mind my edges, people. Now I have to put my glasses on because I'm blind.